Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Don't drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Welcome in Gino's spot tonight. Yes, show, ladies and gentlemen. We have got such a lekker show for you tonight. My name is Armand Steenkamp. I am from Traffic Department Training Services of East London. That's right, because tonight we are traveling across the cyberspace waves, across the interweb, right away through Port Alfred, right away through Biddenweg, through Kununu, all the way through to East London. That's right, we are going to be telling you what is happening there tonight. But in the meantime, we have to put a little petrol. Goeie bietjie petrol. Daar sê Fits and Leeds, our sponsors tonight. Fits and Leeds. Wonderlik. Baie dankie dat julle so lekker sponsor vanaand. I'm going to, with my petrol, I'm going to put a little bit of this grapefruit. Grapefruit, very nice for, it gives you a sour taste in your mouth. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's spot is going to be fantastic. It is exciting because we have a lot of guests and they are all from East London. The East London connection. You must know East London is a type of place where the police need panic buttons to call armed response. If you go to there, Vincent Park, and you ask to buy your wife some stockings, you say, can I have some stockings? I said, what is your head size? Nee, I say no G&T tonight. This is a Resano rum. Yes, rum and coke for a birthday. Yes, so I say, you must put the Fits and Leeds. Jy moet nie daai ander goed gesit nie. Sê, okay. But dames en here, you must in East London, we are living in a country where you can count Bafana scores on one hand with no fingers. This is a kind of thing we're happening. And we have to have communications, because communications is the most important. Communications. If we are communicating between Port Elizabeth and East London, it is always good. And we are Scanter Stage. We are going there a lot of times. And we travel very safely through to East London. And then we stay there at the Blue Lagoon. Ken jy mos die Blue Lagoon? Nee? Hy sê, when die Tompkins, ek sien jou daar. Blue Lagoon, we are staying there as well. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, our sponsors tonight, Fits and Leeds. Wonderlik, I'm going to have a slukkie. Oh, that's lekker. I'm ready to rock and roll now. And Amobia is sponsoring our internet tonight. Of course, East Coast Motors always. And Blue Waters Cafe. Baie dankie vir julle. And Amobia says, hoe lekker daar is. Interweb. Super speed all the way to East London. Let's get going, ladies and gentlemen. We do a little song to start. Nee? We are going to do a little song for you. And check out what these people are coming online. Nee? All of you can write some comments. Share this link. Share it everywhere. We want to move for East London. Couple of them. Yes, sure. I like it. Yeah, Wendy Rich Jackson. Waar is hy? Rich Nos. Hey. It sounds like you come out of Dallas or something. Wendy Tompkins. Blue Lagoon is the best. I like the way that Carol Jackson is always watching from Arena from East London. That's right. Hy crazy. Hy sê bedonder hy. Alan Grinstrom. I like the way you're watching from your car as you drive from the beach. I like the way you drive. Watching videos. Ek sê you arresteer. Monique Besson. I say, hey yo. Kom maar, all the way from Canada. Eileen Angileri. Hey! And Roy Buerta. It's always good to watch anything, you guys. That's right, we're missing you. I like the way you move. Now we can get a little bit of vibes going here tonight. Woo! East London is always a rocking place. Always like a crowd there by the Guild Theatre, nah. I Gabby Ure, Fitch and Leach is always the best, as hy. Braitonda. I like the moves of you. Sue Craven, hello. Gaan met jou, Susie Q. I like the way you move. Oh, come back now. Yes. I like the way you move. I say, happy birthday, Gabby. Ooh, I like the way you move. Nasine Van Rensburg. I like the way you move. What's on East London is always here as well. Hey, daar sê, ek sien What's on East London. Lekker East London. Welcome. Ja, say, we are also broadcasting to your page too, ne? So just share with everybody. We want the whole of East London online tonight because it's a lekker party and we're going to show you what's happening there so you can support. Hey, I like the way you move. I say, I like the way you move. Roy Butter from New York. What's hy? Daai mafia ouens daai. Brendan Johnson's from Cambridge. Daar sê ja, kom hy. Hey, Lynn Moerdijk, daar sê, wat met jou? I like the way you move. Ha, dis mos lekker. Alright, I like the way you move. Alright, Sarah Jane, ek sien jou daar. Greetings from Michigan. Hallo, gaan met jou, Christopher ook, ne? There's old Delta guys there. Our old bass player from Eminent Child. Daar sê, I like the way you move. But most of all, I like the air pilot, eh? From Belgium, ek sê, you got the Belgium name now. Yeah, I like the Belgium guys. Yes. Ayo. En dan kom hy. En Mark Bodley too. Hy is ook daar. Daar sê, get a thumbs up. I like the way you move. Yeah. Ha. I like the way you move. I say, yes, so, you know it is so. Hello Felicity, nice to see you. Mrs. Billingen was. And Carol Law, ooh, here Carol Law. She's always, I say, vang, bietjie kak aan, hi vrou. Always. Got the good vibes. Gillian McCain self van my Herald ook. Also, always words a must lead it laugh. Thank you for so much. Yes, post them, share it around because we want to get the East London guys to have a bit of a chance in the limelight. Although this is not lime, this is grapefruit. Hey, nee. Okay. Dames en heren, you must know it is difficult being a traffic cop, nee? It is difficult. Felicity, ek sê, all wrong, watch out those pants. Ek sê, dis net my, it's my broek, it's part of your uniform. Some people say it is very sexist. I like it because it is part of our standard uniform. See, Niven Markus, what's up from East London? Niven Markus is a musicant. He's going to maybe make a little appearance later. Nee. No, say, no, it is difficult, you know, in East London with these people, they stop. I stopped a person the other night because it's after hours. After 9 o'clock is curfew. You know what is curfew? It is when you didn't stop going out after 9 o'clock. Curfew. And I said to the guys, I stop him. Ek sê meneer, stop. I say, I approach the vehicle. Okay? Ons getrain. We are trained to approach a vehicle. Because it can be dangerous. I approach the vehicle. Ek sê vir hom, papers. He says, scissors. I said, he's trying to be funny with me. Trying to be funny with me. I said, that's not what I meant. I meant, did you got a license? He said, can you hold my beer while I get a license? I said, you can't transport a beer after, you can't even drink a beer. He said to me, no. I say, can you see my spot? Yes, you make me blues. I'm telling a story. I said to him, no, it says, yeah, you get me on this license. It says on your license that you have to wear glasses. Why didn't you wear glasses? He said, I got contacts. I say, I don't care who you know. Gaan met my morsie. I don't do that kind of things. Nee, Donovan en Necker, ek sê, hey, those shows remind me of the shows of Tom Selleck. Hey, Magnum, nee. Hello, Higgins. I can do my Magnum impersonation. Hello, Higgins, hoe gaan dit met jou? Okay, that was a bit of a cock one. But it's fine. Dames en here, we have got our sponsors on board tonight. Nee, and we are going to have a fantastic Gino spot. We have Kerry Hiles in the house, but not yet. Because first of all, we are going to check out the sponsors. Fitch and Leeds have got a beautiful recipe for us for making drinks. Goeie Justin.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tipple, Fitch and Leeds have got a flavor for the people.
Hey guys, has the alcohol ban made you just a little bit sour? Well, let me show you what I do when life tosses me lemons. So, I'm going to show you a little magic trick here. You're going to take this and shoo, we make our Fitch and Leeds bitter lemon. Let me show you a fantastic mocktail that we can do with this fantastic product. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some muddled raspberries at the bottom of your glass there, looking absolutely lovely. Some fresh lemon wedges, we're going to garnish that glass. We're going to take some lemon, squeeze some fresh lemon juice into that. Oh, and one. That is terribly messy. One. And then we're going to take our Fitch and Leeds bitter lemon and just top it up. Nice and easy, super simple. Alright. Take that. And just mix it up. I'm already less sour about the bag. Thanks guys.
Fitch and Leeds have got a mixer that'll fix you on the table. Fitch and Leeds, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual.
The discerning individual, that's me. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Welcome to Gino's spot. What a lovely chap. Justin, what a legend. His inserts are getting better and better every week. I don't know what he's been drinking. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight is such a special show because it's co-hosted. I'm co-hosting tonight's show with an East London lady that I met many moons ago. In fact, too many moons ago. We'll discuss that. I think we were both very young. And she's an incredible musician, singer, and just all around maniac. She's got so much energy. She's done all sorts of shows, all sorts of theater and singing. She's also a great bass player as well. Comes from the music background. Started really young, and she's one of my favorite artists, all the way from East London, Kerry Hiles. And by means of an introduction, we're going to play a little clip of the last show that she did, which was her Judy Garland. A Star is Born was the name of that show. Let's do it.
If you feel like singing, sing. Tra-la-la your cares away. There's something about giving out with a song, makes you belong, helps you to find a peace of mindful day. If you feel like humming, hum, da-da-dee-dee-da-dee-dum. Supposing you do-re-mi slightly off key, well, everyone can't be a bing. Tell your friends to go places if they start making faces. If you feel like singing, sing. And sing she did. First to sell-out shows at the London Palladium and then at the Royal in New York. Her career revived almost overnight. So successful was her comeback that she and Sid were soon living it up like millionaires in Los Angeles. Just look in the mirror and do a duet and raise your voices aloft. Don't move out of your dwelling if the neighbors start yelling. If you can't sing good, sing soft. Da-da-dee, da-da-da. When your luck is in need of repair, da-da-dee, don't you care? Anyone who feels triple will chirp out like a whippoorwill. It mustn't necessarily be be any anniversary or be an extra special event. If you feel like singing, sing tra-la-la, little D, tra-la-la, sing to your heart's content.
Kerry Hiles, welcome.
Hello, Gino. Thank you so much. That was quite a lovely intro. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. You know, I didn't want to say, to preempt anything by saying, but the first time I saw you perform, it was way back, and you were playing with the turbo beats. You were playing bass.
Yes, I must have been all of 2 years old. No, I'm kidding. I was very young. I'm still very young.
In Port Elizabeth. I think it was in Port Elizabeth that I actually saw you for the first time.
We did do quite a lot of gigs in PE. We won the On the Go show. I think in like '92 or something for the band section, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And we managed to tour quite a lot of the Eastern Cape and also did some Grahamstown festivals. And in later years, actually, it was wonderful. I met some musicians in Joburg who said, yeah, I remember there was this band playing on the pavement outside the Spur in Grahamstown. I was like, oh, that would have been me.
That was you. But, you just jogged a memory now. I remember that. I do remember that too. That's insane.
It was such an amazing experience, and I learned so much, and I'm so grateful for that experience. Our band manager at the time, Doug Baker, was a consummate professional himself. He'd grown up with bands and had toured with bands in the heyday of South African music in sort of like the 70s and early 80s, and he had so much incredible knowledge to impart on us on how to behave and how to manage yourselves and the discipline that's required to succeed, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, how old were you? You must have been like 13 or something.
Yeah, I was the oldest in the band. I was 14.
That is insane. And you guys were so good. That was the whole thing. It was just like this group of youngsters that were just amazing, you know. So that spark was already there when you were really young. Were your folks musicians?
It's just because I couldn't really do anything. I was like, maths is not really my strong point.
Funny enough, myself as well.
My parents were always and still are very supportive of the arts. My brother is a professional actor in Durban. My sister is in culinary arts. But my folks also did play around a little bit in folk clubs and things, and went on national tour of Botswana with my dad in drag.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah, yes, you do. So I wouldn't say we grew up in a theatrical family, but my parents were always very supportive of those endeavors. So yes. Yeah, lucky.
Yeah,
lucky.
Similar story to me actually. My folks also weren't musical, but they did support. They loved it, you know, and I think it sounds like it's the same.
I think my parents might have spotted like half of being smart is knowing what you're dumb at. So let's not push her into a career that requires academic, prowess.
Well, we're so glad. I mean, that little intro was from your latest show. That was the Judy Garland show, right?
Yes, yeah. It was a show actually that was put together for Grahamstown Festival last year, and it won an Ovation Award last year. And then this year it won an Ovation Award again, which was amazing. And I don't know that is normal, but remember that this year the National Arts Festival had to go virtual, so it might have fallen under a new kind of category. But amazing film crews and whatever. But we'll chat about that a little later in the show, and also about some of the other people that have been to Grahamstown Festival and have done exceedingly well at the virtual National Arts Festival Fringe. Some good stuff coming in the program a little later.
What always blew me away about you, Kerry, is that you're always full of energy. You've always got something on the go. It's like, I know you're doing cheese. You've got another career that you're running with cheese.
Yeah. So many moons ago, my then husband and I decided it was, oh, thank you, Cindy Lee Bester. Thank you. And I have your order. It's coming to you next week. a couple of years ago, my then husband and I decided we were tired of the rat race in Joburg and we must move to a farm, neither of us having any sort of farming background. And we subscribed to the Farmers Weekly, which is an absolute Bible of information in all things agriculture. And we started doing some of the courses that are offered in the middle pages. You know, some
yes.
magazines have centerfolds. They have
Oh, right.
encyclopedias inside.
You can, maybe I can be on Vicentefield, hey? Hey!
You can with your tractor. Very attractive tractor. So did a beekeeping course, did a cheese making course, a felt management course, a permaculture course, and the one that took off really when we moved to East London was cheese. And I started making halloumi cheese, which was vastly unknown at the time in East London, and had to wear my little cow hat and go to markets and explain how this cheese that you can cook. It's a vegetarian's delight. I'm not vegetarian. I'm not.
Yes.
But
Yes.
definitely not.
Yes.
But it's taken off, and actually when lockdown was announced, I hit a little bit of a panic, as most of us in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do? But luckily, people still have to eat, you know.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Well, you're lucky
cheese
you got the
became
cheese.
Yes, it became the breadwinner, really.
Yes. Oh my soul! And I mean I know that you do other. I mean, you voiceover stuff as well, I believe.
Yes, so a typical day in the life of Kerry pre-lockdown would be sort of from 6 to 8 doing voiceovers on a little home studio setup, and then sending those scripts off to various companies. Some are for documentaries, some are for radio ads, some are mainly for on-hold messages. So the voice that says, if you'd like to speak to Gino Capri, please press 1. If you'd like
I'll
to
listen out for that.
Please press 2.
Doop, doop.
That thing. Yeah, someone's going
Excellent.
to do it. So that's
and one thing I know as well is that you do that you were on Igoli, I believe.
Oh, no, never on Igoli. Isidingo, maybe. No.
Oh, Isidingo. Oh, sorry, Isidingo.
Isidingo. I did do work as an extra on some of the other soapies, but I did have a role for about 2 years on Isidingo, and that was an incredible experience. TV is such a different medium to stage, where you get live feedback all the time. And especially with the soap operas, they're filmed months in advance. So by the time you actually see that thing, you can't even remember what you did on set. It's a good 6 months ahead of time.
Wow, so is that far ahead, eh?
Yeah, the different soapies had different schedules, but Isidingo was about 5 to 6 months ahead of schedule. But they were very, very clever and left a little scene available, open sort of once or twice a week, that would be shot on the day to be able to keep relevant.
Keep
whatever,
relevant.
A Rugby World Cup or COVID updates, or
Wasn't Greg Coetzee writing for that as well? I think we had Greg Coetzee on here as well, and I'm sure he was writing for Isidingo as well. He was one of the writers.
He was at the time, yeah.
He was also on my show. We're getting them all on, Kerry.
That's lovely. So much of talent. And speaking of which, let's move on from me and move on to some of the other talent that we have in East London.
Well, I just wanted to quickly touch on the virtual festival and what you felt, how you experienced that, the arts festival.
So what happened, and we'll chat to Zane Flanagan a little later on. He's the manager of the Guild Theatre. But when National Arts Festival had to sort of reassess what they were going to do in order to keep the festival going this year, they identified theatres around the country that they could put film crews into those theatres, and then people who wanted to take shows to the National Arts Festival could have their shows filmed at those theatres. So the Guild Theatre was one of those, and that made it obviously nice and close
easier
to home
for you
to be able to film the show that we'd done. We did have other shows planned for festival, but as soon as lockdown happened, we couldn't rehearse. We couldn't get the performers in. So it was like, okay, we actually can't get this thing off the ground. We're not allowed to see each other. So it was decided that we would run the same show as last year, the Judy Garland show, which I absolutely love performing the show. It's songs that I would never get to sing otherwise. And a whole bunch of songs that I'd actually never heard before. And she's such an interesting individual. The Virtual National Arts Festival is continuing to run. It was supposed to have, the festival itself was 25 June to 5 July. They extended the Virtual National Arts Festival fringe section until the 31st of July. But
Okay.
the world is different now. So they've actually kept
Yeah.
that open-ended, and those shows are still available.
Oh,
So if
lovely.
you would like
Okay.
to watch it, you can still.
Lovely. Well, book your tickets. And I believe that now another one that we had bookings for the tickets was our murder mystery that we did last night as well,
Yeah.
which we're going to do. We were going to do it one more. I think we're going to do a last one as well, which has been such fun. You know, I find this online thing with the interaction with the comments, and I know we've got comments coming in here as well. So we'll get Gary on them too to make sure they keep on popping up here. But I know, the murder mystery was amazing because that I found really interesting. I don't know if you enjoyed it the same as I did. It's something different.
Something very different, and I was very nervous. So for anyone that didn't tune into that murder mystery, it's a split screen with we had about 6 characters on at the same time, all doing our lines and interacting with each other in accordance with the story, like you would see on stage. Fabulous evening's entertainment last night. Thank you, Gabby.
There we go, Gabby.
Nice
Thank
to see
you very
there.
much.
Nice to see you back. Thanks, Mark. Nice. Thanks for tuning in. The murder mystery was great because when you're watching that at the theatre, you may not get quite as much interaction as these sort of anonymous little cheeky posts running up and down
Yes.
under the
Yes.
screen. I think if you started shouting those odds in a theatre, the person behind you was going to throw popcorn. But but shut up! I'm trying to watch the show. But you can do it online. It's quite entertaining.
Yes, I know.
And I was very nervous because that's not the way I'm used to interacting. I'm so
Of course.
not an online chat person. You know, I'm
Yes.
type away at Facebook. You know, tick. But to actually have conversations that feel a bit artificial. But this was great, and it actually
Yes.
broke the back for me. It redefined the online experience for me. I was just like, actually, this is
Yeah.
cool. This is a way to reach people. It's wonderful.
It definitely takes away certain things, but it gives so much more as well. You know, we had people coming on last night and interrogating us. You know, it was fantastic all the way from England.
Yes,
You know,
and they
hello,
brought up
you
their
know.
own lines, and they flustered me.
Yes. Oh man, but
Lovely.
Kerry, you're going to co-host with me tonight, and we're going to call in a couple of your friends from East London.
Yes,
And
yes.
you can take it away. I think we've got our first lady coming in right about now. Is it Nasine?
Let me introduce Nasine.
Yes, give it an introduction.
So there are 3 sort of theatres in East London. We've got the big Mommy Theatre, the Guild Theatre that you and Centre Stage have performed at quite a lot.
The
Then
Mommy
we've got
Theatre.
2 smaller the Mommy Theatre, the Grandma. Then we've got the 2 aunts. We've got the Arts Theatre that's in Arcadia, based to town, and then in Cambridge we have the Alexander Playhouse. So at the Arts Theatre, what we've been doing is we're a venue for hire, as is the Alexander Playhouse, but we also produce our own shows. So we have an annual Valentine's show, and we'll have an annual children's production. And the Alexander Playhouse will also have a Valentine's thing. They'll have a Shakespeare thing. They'll have a school's one-act play festival. Various things on the program. And Nasine Van Rensburg and LPAS, East London Performing Arts Society, is one of the groups that hires the theatre quite regularly. So Nasine is a performer in her own right. She studied musical theatre in Port Elizabeth at Stage World Theatre School. So she has
I know Stage World.
And,
Marlene
she
Peterson.
also, hello, Molly. She also
Yes.
simultaneously completed her levels in the Trinity exams and then decided to further her studies and studied vocal teaching. So Nasine Van Rensburg is a full-time vocal coach by trade, and she is a producer and director for LPAS, which is a community-based theatre group here in East London.
All
So
right.
she started that because her goal is to develop theatre and give everyone a chance to be on stage. And also at the Arts Theatre, we love to be able to give people a platform to perform. Because it's all very well, like I've got a show, where do I take it now? Do I take it to a school hall? And the schools are generally like, well, we need to support our schools, so you need to
Fully
go to an
booked.
independent place, I suppose. So
Yes.
we're that little independent place. And Nasine, her passion is to achieve more for herself, but also for performance art as a whole in East London.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of, she gave me a little bit of a video snippet. And
Excellent.
her show was one of 2 shows that has been the launch of our Arts Theatre Intimates range. Not because there's anything intimate happening, but because of
Really?
lockdown. And it's a very small theatre We only
Oh,
have
jongens.
space for 35 patrons live, and the rest have to be online. So the
Okay.
Arts Theatre Intimates was launched, and
All
she
right.
was one of the launch performances. So
Okay, so
Nadine,
35 in the theatre and then the rest online.
and then
Wow, okay.
35 million offline.
She was that's that's great. Okay, well let's hit it. Let's see. Wow.
There we
Some
go.
lovely harmonies there. Lovely
Yes,
harmonies.
Nasine and the team from Alpas kept us quite entertained 2 weekends ago. 20, whatever the date is. Hold on. I'll tell you now.
It's the first today.
I know it was
August.
last Saturday, a week ago. So that was filmed in our theatre with a very intimate audience, and then an online audience as well as part of the Arts
okay.
Theatre Intimates. And here's a word from Nasine about that experience.
Hi, I'm Nasine Van Rensburg from Alpas, and we recently just hosted our very first online streamed event. It was at the Arts Theatre, and our experience with them under the current regulations was absolutely amazing. The lengths that they went to make sure that absolutely everybody was safe and within following the proper protocols was fantastic, and I would highly recommend them for that. We are obviously as artists used to performing to a full spectrum live audience, and with the current regulations you can only have a certain amount of people in there, and a lot of people will obviously feel, is it worth it, with it being considerably a lot less? But in all honesty, it truly is worth it, because you actually now have the beauty of both worlds. You have the live audience, these that want to attend it live, and then you've also got this live stream that opens up doors to literally anywhere in the world. So where you can, even back in the day where you could only take a certain amount in the theatre, you can now have added tickets that you are selling online for hundreds and hundreds of people that can watch literally from the safety and the comfort of their own home. The feedback I must get from the live stream is that you've obviously got to make sure that you have people that know what they're doing, and we were very lucky that we used Darian Rowe from Rowe Studios, who is very, very good at what he does. But it definitely also helps for us as the performers who are used to only playing for a live audience to physically have a live audience as well. An incredibly exciting project coming up in August known as the Performance Project, which is going to be an online performance arts competition. This competition is open to all categories of performance arts. We know that there are many performers sitting at home completely disappointed in the fact that they can't do what they love. So we want you to know that just because you're stuck at home, it does not mean that you cannot still be working on your craft or still in some way do what you love. So how it will work is that you will get your entry forms from us, you will fill them in, send them back to us, and then you will submit your audition videos or your entry videos to us, which will then get put on the Alpas page on Facebook for everyone to see. You are also allowed to submit more than one entry. The more you submit, the bigger your chances. It will get judged by a panel of esteemed judges. It will also be judged according to categories. So you will have a drama coach judging the drama section. You will have a vocal coach doing the vocal section, a dance coach doing the dance section. The winners will then obviously win some amazing prizes, as well as be invited to perform in a winners finale showcase, which will be done on stage, and we will live stream this event, which opens you guys up to being seen all over in the world. As performers, we are extremely resilient, and we will always, always, always rise above whatever challenges we are thrown.
Thank you very much, Nasine. So there we go.
Full of energy.
Some feedback of the experience and some excitement about things to come. So speaking of things online and excitement of things to come, last night was the award ceremony for the National Arts Festival Ovation Awards. Now the Ovation Awards recognize shows that are at the Arts Festival, at the Arts Festival that have caused a bit of a buzz. So the other lady from East London that had a show under the Wella Capella production house blanket was Mosiane. And last night it was announced that she received a Silver Ovation Award, which sets up for a whole lot of exciting goodies, and we'll chat to her just now about that. Kay is originally from East London. She attended Kanubi Primary School, and she began a high school career at my alma mater, Stirling High School. Her family relocated to Johannesburg, and so she matriculated from the National School of Arts, and she specialized in music and musical theatre. And the first time I saw Kay, she was in a show called I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change, and I was absolutely struck by her incredible interpretation of the pieces of music. And I'm a real stickler for what are the lyrics about, and are you actually grasping what you're singing about? And she just nailed it for me. I was like, yes, this is the art. So since graduating from the National School of Arts, she's been actively involved in musical productions around East London and all over South Africa. She's also performed with musical legends of South Africa such as Sibongile Khumalo, Gloria Bosman, and the late great Hugh Masekela. She regularly performs with her band at various events. In 2014, she attained her Bachelor of Music, summa cum laude, from Rhodes University in voice, specializing in jazz and musical theatre. She worked for the National Arts Festival for 4 years as a production assistant, and now she's in East London teaching music. So she is a full-time vocal teacher at Stirling High School, and she is engaged to a gentleman called Armand. Now, Armand grew up in Johannesburg, and then he moved to the bustling hamlet of the Eastern Cape called Butterworth. He also studied at Rhodes. He has a B.Mus in jazz piano and also in sound engineering and technology. His current occupation, he is a full-time music producer, a session musician, a composer, a piano teacher, a sound engineer, and he's currently working on Harmony Volume 1. So if we could please check out that Harmony session.
Let's have a look.
It's like you're always stuck in second gear. But when it hasn't been your day, week, month, or even your year.
If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. I don't wanna be here alone.
That's
now,
insane.
before we chat to you, it's amazing, eh? It's amazing. So we'll chat to Armand shortly about the Armony Sessions. But before we do that, I'd love you to see the performance. Kay Mosiane's performance in her cabaret show, Next, and the thing that won her the Silver Ovation Award last night.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
The field was ripe with clover. I saw the finish sign. I started as a rover, and then victory was mine. I thought the race was over, but they just keep moving the line. They cheered at my persistence, but prayed for my decline. The path of least resistance led to Hollywood and Vine. I tried to go the distance, but they just keep moving the line. I jumped all of the hurdles to break along the track. I started on the outside and then hit the inside track. I left the to go to. Hurry up and wait. So talent and ambition want me a chance to shine. I aced the big audition, but it's raining on cloud nine. Can't beat the competition, cause they just keep moving the line. I handled every corner, each bump along the track. When I saw the ribbon, well, there was no turning back. I won the photo finish, I posed for all the men, but before I got my trophy, well, the race began again. So I made friends with rejection, I strained up my spine. I'll change each imperfection till it's time to drink the wine. A toast to resurrection, cause they just keep moving the line. Please give me some direction, cause they just keep moving the
Next, the cabaret! Woo-hoo! And you can still catch it on the virtual National Arts Festival platform. You can still catch that for indefinitely.
That is insane. That is
Mosiane.
insane. That voice is incredible, Kay. Wow.
No,
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? She's amazing.
Absolutely fantastic. Really. She was. And I see.
So, Kay, sorry, Gino, you first.
No, I saw comments coming up as well. It was just, wow, I love that. Somebody said, oh, there's Laura Jane Nell, all the way from originally East London with Daryl Nell. I think Daryl Nell was also East London, wasn't he? I don't know.
Yes.
They're overseas. They're overseas now. So I see she's online as well. Hello, Daryl and Laura Jane. But Kay, that was absolutely amazing. The voice is so beautiful.
oh man, I don't know. But thank you.
I'd love to know, Kay, last night, like, I was online with Gino. We were doing the murder mystery, so I wasn't able to watch. But my phone was next to me, and it was going as all the messages were coming through. Kay's got a silver! Kay's got a silver! It was amazing. Please tell me about your experience as you guys were sitting on the couch watching this, and it came out of nowhere.
You know, and that is like the perfect wording. Came out of nowhere is just it. So I mean, look, I was just thinking, you know, casual evening. I'm gonna just sit in my bed, and literally, I was in bed with my laptop and a glass of wine. I still have wine. I was smart this time. I was
Smart.
So I was just sitting there, but I thought, you know, in my mind, I was watching because I was interested to see how the other shows did, because we've seen so many of them over this time, and I actually just wanted to celebrate. So, and I swear, you know, sometimes as artists, and we have to admit, sometimes you've got an inkling of these things, but there was nothing, no inkling, nothing. And I sat there going, okay, cool, we're going to celebrate this. And then suddenly they do the bronze awards. I'm like, yes, celebrate. I'm messaging my friends that are getting it. And then, you know, all of a sudden I like dipped for 2 seconds. And then my phone suddenly goes, zzz, zzz, and Armand on the other side, because he was watching on the lounge, goes, oh my word. I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? And I saw myself on the screen, and it was I was mind blown and just so overwhelmed. I think I cried for a solid 2 hours. So yeah.
Oh, yes. What does it mean now that you are, because the Ovation Award, the little sticker that you can put on your poster, gives you prestige, but what does the Silver Ovation mean?
So the Silver Award, I mean, look, obviously a lot of shows got the Ovation Award, you know, including your show, which is incredible. Your show is, my goodness. If you guys have not seen Kerry's show, like, do yourself a favor. Oh my goodness, it's so good. But with the Silver now, it comes with a little bit of money, which you know will probably perform the days, especially during this time. I think it's so important to have something sort of just sitting there. And then also it comes with an invitation by the National Arts Festival to go onto the arena program next year. So hopefully that. But it's really cool, and it's just sort of you know, they sort of also like put your show to other festivals as well and say, okay, this is a show that we recommend and stuff like that. So, I mean, obviously it's tricky now because we don't know what anything is, but in general, it's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Putting it on the map. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. So I've seen the two of you perform together, and the last time we performed together was actually, well, shared a stage, was the Cancer Relay for Life. And I still remember seeing your post on Facebook, which echoed my feeling that night as well. They're like, guys, this is potentially the last event we are going to be doing in a very, very long time. And it was, because that was the Saturday night, and the Sunday the announcements came through. I've actually got goosebumps thinking about that right now. That atmosphere at Cancer Relay for Life was just something incredible. But the more incredible for me was the two of you were on stage, and you had this audience of youngsters and old people absolutely eating out of your hands. And for anyone that hasn't heard Kay sing, you might just have seen this little snippet now, and I was talking now about musical theatre, and you think, oh, okay, that's the kind of genre. Okay, lovely. No. Kay can sing rock, Kay can sing pop, Kay can sing R&B, and there is no style untouchable. So it was an absolute pleasure to watch you on that stage. But enough about us chicks. Oh, sorry, Gino, you want to say something about this chick?
No, I was absolutely blown away. Incredible. But I was going to say, Armand, that was insane. What? Armand was doing his harmonies as well. That was a crazy move.
So tell us about that concept, Armand.
So, funny story. Beginning of 2020, decided this is the year. I'm gonna put out an EP, put out something for the world to kind of hear the creative ideas that are in your head. Sometimes you have them, but there's not enough people to kind of put it on stage. You don't have 20 singers. You don't have 30 singers that you can just hire like this and say, here's what I want to sing. So a very big inspiration from an artist called Jacob Collier, who, if you have a chance, go out. And the inspiration came from him, and he started doing something called I Harmonises, which was he asked people to send in videos from all over the world to him, and he would then harmonize around them. Doesn't matter what they sang, if they played an instrument. And I thought, you know what, that's a challenge. I wanna see if I could do it. So I reached out first locally in East London. Jonathan Braitonda, who's going to be on the show a little bit later. I did one with him. I did one with Daniel Anderson. I did one with Kay. Some of my Joburg friends, and so many people have been sending in. So that's keeping me very, very busy and harmonizing around them. And during lockdown, it was the perfect creative kind of outlet to say, hey guys, we can still perform, not in the traditional sense, but we're going forward.
Excellent.
It's such a good idea. It's really it's so different as well. You know, it's got the first thing you know is like, hey man, this is all the same guy around the edge.
Well, I like the fact that your dog has a little role to play as well. Yes. Doing a little percussion session there in the corner of one of the videos. And
the hair, man, the hair, the lockdown hair.
who keep while I record myself 30, 40, 50 times, over and over and over. Kay sometimes comes into the room and the cell phone's there, and I'm chasing out. I'm like, no, wait, I'm not done yet. And you loop it, but it's a lot of fun. It is so creative, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing us. If there's people that would like to participate in your project, how do they get hold of you?
They can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube, and just send me a message. Everything is a public account, so you can just comment or drop a message and be like, hey, I want to sing something, harmonize me, and we can get in touch.
Put your details in the comments as well. Armand, put the details in the comments, and Kay as well. For Kay, for your show as well, definitely as well.
Definitely. I will do. And I mean, just with that, the support has been super great. And I also just wanted to mention Jacques Duplessis, Amanda Bortmeier as well. I had to give them a shout out because they are like the best people. And like, it's been such a great thing to work with them during this time as well. It's been really awesome.
Excellent.
I
Thanks,
saw
guys.
because I saw Alan Lindstrom from he's in London, I think. She says Kay just blew me away. I'm going to be watching the show, so that's all the way from London. There we go. There he is, Alan Lindstrom. He's the supporter. So
Alan was,
that's
I'm
what you
glad
say
he
from-
made it alive. He was watching the show driving to the beach. I mean, you know.
Yes, I know, that was-
We're not
I
allowed
don't
to
know
go
what
to
that
the
was
beach,
about.
guys, or drive while we're watching things. I don't get that. They've got no rules in the UK. Nothing.
in the UK. Oh my word! But absolutely fantastic. Well done, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Armand.
Thank
And-
you.
All right, ciao, ciao, doggy.
Right, and talking about sort of moving careers online.
Oh, just before you say that, Kerry, look at this below here. You know this guy? He's in Gordon's Bay at the moment. It says, "How's
I
it?
was
Oh,
just
Gino."
starting to play bass at a Muso's night. Well,
Yes, met
I was
Kerry
starting to play
back in the
bass at
day.
that
Yeah.
Muso night. Yeah. She ended up coming every Monday, and I ended up doing. Yes, we did. Few shows, real rock and roll stuff. Good to see you too.
Oh, I say Gino. He was called
We
me Gino.
both had equally shaggy hair at the time.
Yes. He does still have shaggy hair. Yo, Dion Dutoy. An amazing vocalist as well, incredible vocalist too, and just a rock and roller to the death. Okay, yes.
Okay, so
carry on.
moving careers online. We're chatting to Niven Markus. He's given me a little video snippet. He's been in the entertainment industry for forever, since I was young. He was
Talking
the
about a
lion-
Dion Dutoy, he's like a Dion Dutoy.
Yes, he is. He was the lead vocalist or guitarist for the two-piece band Father and Son until January 2011 when his dad passed away. He was a very well-known musician here in East London in his own right. And then Niven went solo. He focuses on vocals as well as playing rhythm and lead guitar with backing tracks. He also performs live and unplugged with just his acoustic guitar. And he plays all the classics from jazz greats like Tony Bennett, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, all the way up to the modern stuff. He also DJs for weddings and private functions and a wide variety of live entertainment, either solo or with bands. So how has lockdown changed his life? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I'm a musician from East London, full-time, was a full-time user. So basically what's happened is, obviously we're not playing anymore. I've had to change my equipment around. Basically, studio, I've set up a little home studio. It's just a very small little, I've set up in the corner, set up 2 cameras. I bought a little action camera, sold one of my gear for a little action camera I bought online, and then I've set up my laptop with using the webcam on that. But I was doing private stuff for people, like I just started doing it, and live streams onto people's personal accounts like Zoom and that, and then they would play it at home and have parties. But since they've locked down with the alcohol and that, it's not happening anymore. A bunch of gigs have been cancelled, even private stuff at people's houses. But there was social distancing involved in that as well, because they said I'd be away from everybody and everybody would have to be outside, but they could still see me and hear me. But that's all cancelled, so there's no more of that. Live streams have taken a real, it's not even working. I think everybody's just a little bit despondent and upset, and with what's happening, and no one's really in the mood for music. I know I've lost a little bit of it. I'm not even that interested in, I miss the live scene, playing for people, and I think a lot of you feel the same, the vibe. Playing by yourself at home with a live stream is not that great. It's fun for the people there, watching you, and I think it's fun. They've told me it's nice for them, but it's not the same as sitting in the pub or the restaurant and people clapping for you, enjoying themselves. I have started up on Twitch now. I'm now concentrating on my other business, which is cell phone repairs and sales and that. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put off my Facebook. But that's also, and people don't have money. We don't have money. So this is Niven from East London, and I hope you guys are all getting through this okay, and I'm sure we will. But I've actually applied I've just sorted my CV out for the first time in 20 years. I'm 41 and I have to go look for a day job. So that's basically what's happened now. But that's fine. I'm actually happy with that, and I've just found something.
No, I'm free falling. Never.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and just a reminder that it's not all peachy. I mean, it's not all peachy
Yeah.
in any industry right now, in any walk of life. But particularly,
Absolutely.
I feel the entertainment industry, we've got a lot of locks in place, a lot of locks in place. You can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And in fact, a little later on in the show,
Well, we're talking about
sorry, you?
when you're moving, they're moving the goalposts all the time. You know, it's so difficult because you think okay, now we got a set thing we can try.
Yes.
You know, and then the goalposts get moved again.
For me, the 15th of March sticks in my head so much because I was sitting on the couch in the lounge watching Cyril Ramaphosa speak about not full lockdown, but that we were heading that way, saying, right, we can no longer have gatherings of 100 people, over 100 people. And immediately my phone went zzz, 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 and a whole lot of gigs were cancelled within 45 minutes. Like the whole year's calendar just dried up. So got on the phone with a bunch of the people that you've seen now online and a couple of other people as well that you'll see later in the show. Guys, okay, we can't have gatherings of more than 100 people, which means that the theatre shows can't happen, but we can be outdoors with picnics, so we'll do the open air concerts. And then like the next day, it was 50 people. We're like, okay, we can maybe still do the open air concerts. And there were lots of questions like, how are you going to keep social distancing? I was like, I bought the thermometer already. Okay, if people are going to be screened before they come, they're going to be like sign in, they're going to sit over there on that picnic blanket, over there on that picnic blanket, over there. We're going to zap them all with a thermometer in the head. And then the next day, full lockdown. So it was shifting. What did Kay say? Just keep moving the line on and on and on and on. You're just
Moving
like,
the line.
come on. What is this? Is this a personal vendetta against the entertainment industry? But
Absolutely.
it's teaching everybody to find new ways. And speaking of new ways, we interviewed Zane from the Guild, Zane Flanagan, the manager of the Guild Theatre. And they came up
Zane
with
at the
some
Guild
ingenious
Theatre, you must
ways.
know that Zane has got such a relationship with Centre Stage over so many years. I mean, the Guild Theatre is like our second, East London is like our second home. We always do our shows here in PE, and then we pull them up to East London and drive all the way through, and obviously Blue Lagoon. But Zane has been incredible. What a lovely guy.
Lovely, lovely guy. So we managed to pin him down. He was very hesitant. He's not a man who likes to be in the spotlight. He likes to supply a spotlight.
No, but that's what we do here at Gino Spot. We get them on.
So we managed to pin him down for a bit of an interview at the Guild Theatre, and this is what he had to say. So the Guild Theatre's been closed since lockdown, which would have been middle of March. But you guys came up with a rather ingenious plan to keep the arts going here in East London. So it's a Thursday night that we can tune into. How did you plan that thing? What are we tuning into? What can we see?
Well, when the minister allowed for theatres to go back to be able to do recordings, we decided let's take up this initiative and start approaching various artists in East London. So we approached Seatone, which is a local company, and we approached a BC Pack, which also provides artists for East London. And then we looked at what artists were available and the different genres of performing arts, and we decided, why not do an online live streaming every Thursday? So we started recording. We'll start our first performance on the 18th of June, and every week we do a live online streaming.
Okay, and how do people watch that streaming?
They can go onto our Facebook page. It's for free, so they can like our Facebook page and like and share and comment and so forth. And we've created, I think, an awesome platform for local artists in East London to give them the opportunity to work, in the theatre space with professional sound and lighting and film crew.
So the artists that you have, I saw on the bill, you've got some gospel artists, you've got some DJs, you've got jazz bands?
Jazz bands, comedians. We've even done, we're even looking at doing dance classes in the various dance styles.
Oh, wonderful. And so it's just on the Facebook page, or is it on your Guild Theatre webpage as well?
Well, Facebook page, and then obviously you can link to the website as well.
Okay, the other thing that happened here is you had 2 shows that were filmed here for the National Arts Festival. They were Next and A Star is Born, the Judy Garland story. Were there any other shows for NAF that were filmed here?
Yes, NAF actually booked the Guild for 2 weeks. And so we had, again, a wide variety of artists performing and recording for the vNAF. So that was, again, the space was utilized, which is awesome.
And that, I understand, the virtual National Arts Festival used theatres that they identified around the country and kitted those theatres out with identical facilities so that everybody whose works were submitted they came from an even place. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
So we were one of the lucky few.
Future plans? How do you see Guild operating for the rest of the year?
Well, that's a difficult one. With COVID and the conditions, we're waiting, week by week to see what the outcome is. We are planning on doing a production now in August.
Okay.
Again, audience of 50, which we will then also stream and sell tickets via Quicket. But for the remainder of the year, we don't know as yet.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
What a lovely chap.
Yes, but very exciting that there are shows coming up. And
Yes.
Kay mentioned earlier on the names Amanda Botma and Jacques Duplessis.
Yes.
Now, Amanda Botma is the creator and producer behind Kay's show Next and my show A Star is Born, the Judy Garland story. She has a production company called Wela Capella Productions.
Yes.
And she's already been placed on the map because her 2 shows have won Ovation Awards, and one has won a Silver Ovation Award.
Yes.
Kay's pianist in the cabaret Next was Jacques Duplessis. And Jacques Duplessis is going to be accompanying Marina Pinar. Marina Pinar studied at Stirling High. She is a young lass. Everybody is a young lass.
A young lass.
Anyway, and she has the most incredible opera voice. So Marina Pinar passed a bachelor degree of music at Stellenbosch University, cum laude, and during her time at Stellenbosch, she performed in several operas for both AGL Opera and Cape Town Opera. And currently, Marina is studying towards a Master of Performance in Vocal Studies at the Royal College of Music in London. She's been awarded the Charles Brancini Scholarship, and she's a listed singer on the prestigious Josephine Baker Trust. So,
very.
Amanda was very excited to hear that Marina was going to be in East London for lockdown. So Marina and Jacques and Amanda have got together, socially distanced, to come up with a show, an opera show called Bouquet, which will be on at the Guild Theatre. It will be performed on Thursday, the 20th of August. She will sing some of her favorite arias in the Guild Theatre, but there are only, as Zane said, 50 seats available. Those 50 live seats are available via CompuTicket, and the show online will be available via Quicket. As yet, there aren't links. It's a little early still, but Thursday, the 20th of August, save the date. The show is called Bouquet, and it will be at the Guild Theatre, and I cannot wait to go back to that beautiful theatre and actually watch a show. Oh,
yes. So you must book, eh?
You must book. Yes, sorry, I did go onto Quicket and I did go onto CompuTicket. Those links are not live yet, but just keep watching Facebook page for Guild, and
they will be there.
I tend to spill the beans as much as I can. So these are all beautiful East London people, and another beautiful East London person is the multi-talented Jonathan Braitonda. He is a singer, a violinist, and a drummer. He occasionally plays a bit of guitar as well. He's been involved in music and performance from an early age alongside his 2 brothers as well as solo. His 2 brothers, if you're from Cape Town, you may recognize the name Kingsley Braitonda, and there is also Murray Braitonda, but we are chatting to Jonathan Braitonda. During his school years, he won top prizes in Eisteddfods and national music competitions. He's gained a great deal of experience having performed in orchestras, ensembles, gospel bands, show bands, and he also does various recordings. He's performed in many critically acclaimed musicals, and I've had the pleasure of working with him on stage in the smaller cabarets at various theatres, and also being his bass player for his original music. It's been absolutely lovely. So please welcome Jonathan.
Jonathan Bindert.
Hey guys.
How's it, John? How you doing?
Yeah, good and you. Good and you.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much to East What's on East London. Thank you. Love the East London music and drama scene. Thank you very much. So, Jono, you're a teacher, but now you've got nothing to teach because school's not allowed. And you're a musician, but you're not allowed to play anyway. So what have you been doing with yourself since lockdown?
Such a folding scene. It's been quite crazy. The cool thing about it has been the tons of time that we've had to learn new things, which has been a really cool thing. From a teaching point of view, going online and having to try and teach remotely, which has obviously got its challenges. Yeah. And musically, as Niven said earlier, I mean, it's just, a camera staring at you is not as cool as an audience of 130 or whatever people, so that's a challenge. But there's been time to find out how to sync audio to video and how to do all sorts of little things to try and get content out. So that's been a plus. Certainly the impersonal element I haven't enjoyed.
Yes, but what I've been impressed with is that you've been so prolific online. And I know that before lockdown you were writing music, amazing music, and getting it out every now and then. But now it's almost as if there's this opportunity for you to explore that channel even more. And you've really taken the bull by the horns, and every second day there's something else. Hey guys, I've just live streamed this, or that's now available online, and that's been wonderful. Can we check out that little clip that you sent earlier of you?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Bedroom studio, Braitonda's bedroom studio.
Going out at sunset, dipping toes on the cool sand. She was standing there like a silhouette, beckoning me home. Sun kissed and flowing in, living life without a care. And she looked at me like I was there for the first time today. Never thought that I would feel this way. When she smiles, she lights up my day. Every morning I just hear me say, oh, did I do to deserve this? Oh, I don't know.
That song gives me warm and fuzzy feelings because I've played it with you on stage, like at your album launch and at venues that are now closed, and it's just like, I can hear all those harmonies and hear all the band playing, and I'm just like, dude, we're gonna do it again.
That's great. Good song, great song, absolutely.
Great song.
Oh, thanks, man.
Where can people? I mean, that's the Braitonda bedroom version, but that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
As it were, Kerry.
The intimate version. But your music is available online, and you have had a little EP release. So where can people hear that music?
Yeah, it's all online at any of the streaming services. So Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, SoundCloud, if you use that. So it's available everywhere. And then, of course, I do post to my Facebook page, which is John Braitonda Music. I'm also on Instagram. Yeah, Jon. And then I'll throw that into the comments when we're done here. But yeah. I mean, it's all. I'll throw it in there.
No, that was really
but yeah,
cool.
it's
East London always holding the flag high for original music. Always so many bands have come out from East London. Amazing stuff.
Yes,
look,
really,
it's a lot of fun.
Look, I do blame it on us being in East London because I remember when I was growing up in East London, we had massive petitions going around the town to get Mnet to send like towers to East London because we were just the forgotten outpost. So I think like for real, and a lot of this stuff. So I think that leaves us with a lot of time to be creative. We've actually been on lockdown since we began. The whole planet, East London's been on lockdown.
It's like life. It's normal.
Yeah.
It's all right.
We're so
You
used
got
to
to
it.
fight. I think that's the whole thing, is that you got to fight so hard to get your stuff through. It's the same with the PE guys as well. That you'll find it's such a fight to get through, and the audiences are smaller, you know. So it's not like Joburg where you just go and play at a club and all of a sudden you've got a following. You know, it's like you've got to really fight through it, and then once you've done that, Joburg and Cape Town seem easier. You know, it's like, oh, well, lots of people here already. You know?
Well, the one thing, I mean, to add to that is one of the things of writing original music. I mean, Kerry and I have spoken about that before. It's just such a tough playing field, you know. Absolutely. And so there are moments where I'm totally despondent. I suppose that the life of an artist just does that. And then other times where I'm so stoked, like you say, I'm releasing stuff. The one thing about lockdown that's been great is that there is the time, and you grab your guitar and you're jamming around some chords, and so the creative juices are there and are allowed to flow as a result. But it's tough. There are days when I think like bloody hell, I put all this time and effort into this thing, and then you're like, oh, 5 streams. Really nailed it.
I know sometimes it's just so but that's part of the show. Part of my Gino Spot show is to get the guys out of the hole. You know,
Totally.
there's so many musos that are down there and they're thinking, what the hell? How am I going to get out of here? And it's it's gonna end. It's gonna end eventually. You know.
Well,
but
you know, I always figure the greatest artists, you know, they probably paint like 100 paintings before one gets sold when they're like dead 100 years ago. Yes. So I'm holding on to that, you know.
So when you're dead in 100 years, it'll be fine. Don't worry, John.
But Gino, that takes me to the other thing that John is involved with. Like you say, Gino, you've got Gino Spot because you just want everybody to know we're in this together and kind of lift each other's spirits. So, John, you started a Facebook page for East London performers and artists online. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? What was the purpose of the group?
So, yeah, it was just an idea when this lockdown came. You were speaking earlier about it just like hitting us in the face. And I kind of thought to give a platform in a central place online on Facebook that East London artists, we originally started by kind of saying musos to start with. And then kind of opened up and said, okay, look, if you've got a poem, drop it in here. Let's read it. Let's check it out. If you've painted something, drop a picture in. Whatever, you know, if you've done a short film or short video, whatever the case is. And I think the idea was just to get unity amongst East London artists, you know, online performers getting it online so that they can check it out. And just broaden our eyes. And sometimes we kind of, in our little channel as well, we don't know about all these people with amazing talent out there. And it has uncovered some of that, like guys I didn't even know. In fact, 1 or 2 students that I taught years ago at Cambridge, like I didn't know that the guy like makes music. Oh wow, there it is.
And he's there.
And he's there, and he's active, posting his stuff. And so I think that's the great thing. In terms of it, we've got about 350 members in the group, so it's not thousands and thousands, but it's a good community already. And and I think it serves a purpose, you know.
No, it definitely does, and this for me as well going forward. Gino, if this becomes more of a regular thing, maybe once a month or whatever on the spot, I would love to tap into your resources, Jono, on that group. So the group is called East London Performers and Artists Online. It's on Facebook. And if you're an artist, you can submit your performance via videos or links to songs that you've written or pictures from shows or art pieces, photography, written works, whatever. And I'd love to tap into those people that are there and say, right, you're our next guest on the show. Tell us what you're doing.
We're definitely going to do a regular thing. Yeah, we're definitely going to do a regular thing. A regular thing to having the East London connection. We need to have that. That connection's always been there with PE in East London. It's
Well,
EL
yeah,
and
because we're a
PE.
suburb of PE, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Soos met die Oos-Kaap, as die Oos-Kaap.
Yeah.
Okay, ek wil kap het.
So that is the East London Performers and Artists Online. You don't have to be an artist. You can just be a fan if you want to. You can enjoy the content.
And we do have,
share far and wide. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for starting that, and may it grow from strength to strength.
Yes, I hope so, yes.
Thank you, John. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Yeah, Jono, put your links in the comments. I saw Armand's
Yes.
links coming up. If we can have that again, just so everyone can see that one.
Slot them in
Gary,
there.
if possible.
Yeah, he's there.
Thanks,
he's
Jono.
there.
We'll chat again.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jono.
guys.
Thanks for
Okay.
coming in. All
There we
right.
go, Armand.
There it is.
Check out my
There it is,
social.
Armand.
YouTube.com
I'll say,
channel.
you just click on it in the comments. It's actually got the hyperlink in the comments as well. So that's cool.
Fabulous. That's so clever. This is stuff.
All
I
right.
still need to
The spot's been brilliant tonight. Thank you, Alan Lindstrom. I love you, man.
Yay! Love
I'm
you!
biased. He's biased to East London because he was from East London, and it's so grateful
Yeah.
to have a showcase. Oh, it must be making him.
No, I'm kidding.
It's making him feel homesick.
Oh.
No doubt.
Okay, well, this program is jam packed. How much more time do we have? I hope a lot,
Oh,
because here we go.
Not much,
Our
but
next
we'll do it. We'll do it.
We'll cram it. We'll cram it.
Yes.
Our next person hails from Hartenbos, but she's blessed us with her presence in East London. She studied BMA's Honours at Northwest University in Poch. She studied the licentiate in performance art at Trinity College. She says her religious views are Jedi. She's an unbelievable musician, singer, music arranger, scriptwriter, and producer of dramas and musical reviews. She's an actress in her own right. She's taken a couple of shows to Graham Sound Festival, and I had the pleasure of chatting to Jo Stemmett. She's sort of instrumental in the other little theatre here in East London, the Alexander Playhouse, and they have a couple of exciting things coming up now during lockdown. One of the shows is running tonight, which is why she couldn't be on the show live. So we did chat to her outside the theatre, and we even had some hardy dolls making a nice.
Excellent. Let's have a look.
Here's Jo.
Okay, so tell us about your Shakespearean monologue online thing that you're doing.
Okay, at the Alexander Playhouse on our Facebook page, we are busy running the Playhouse Monologues, which is a collection of monologue Shakespearean, mostly delivered by local actors. It's for a fundraising purpose, so anyone can go and watch the monologues on the Facebook page, and then just make a donation to help us to maintain the Playhouse. These videos, if anyone would like to do that, they can be submitted to Piccatalyard at piccatalyard22@gmail.com.
Lovely. Is there a donate now button?
There is info on the video itself. I don't think there is a donate now button, but the EFT details.
Wonderful.
It's given on the video. Yes.
And then you've also got a karaoke contest running.
Yes, we've got a very exciting karaoke contest. It's the only one in East London that sort of starts with shower singers or normal karaoke singers, finishing it off with a full-blown show. This year we are starting it online, our first elimination rounds online. Contestants will submit videos of themselves singing their 2 songs, which will be then viewed by the adjudicators, amazing adjudicators, very exciting.
Who are your adjudicators?
At the moment we've got Aston Wiley, who really needs no introduction really. I mean, we all know him. And a very exciting thing is we've got Zolani Mahola from Freshly Ground on board as well so far, and I'm busy trying to get more people like that for the elimination round, because it's digital. That makes it easy, because I mean they are up in Joburg and everywhere in Cape Town and so forth, so it's very easy. I just send the videos to them. They will give personal video feedback to the contestants, which is also very exciting. They will publish the results with a video on the Facebook page again on the 9th of August, and from there we're going to take to the stage. We are allowed to have 50 audience members from the 70 from the semi-final round in the theatre. Of course, under strict protocols, that's as been gazetted. So we are going to do the whole temperature check and sanitizing and wearing masks at all times. So all of that's in place. The dates for the semi-finals and the final show, which will be called Breaking Free, will be announced in due course. The other thing that we've got at the moment is Unlocked, the cabaret, as up there. It's a very exciting new cabaret directed by Peter Taljaard, which is a selection of monologues, poetry, and songs as written and performed by some of the best actors and performers in East London. It's all got to do with what the lockdown, what we experienced as South Africans under the lockdown. So it's filled with humor and satire and sometimes serious moments. Bookings can be made with Lloyd, and payments also only via EFTs. Lovely, thank you.
Say,
There
oh, that'll make Alan Lindstrom feel homesick.
Oh, there we go. Next. Kay
Kay, there's Kay,
Mosiane.
got
She's
it.
got her thing still
She's got her
available.
details for her show.
nationalartsfestival.co.za. Show
Fantastic.
next.
Show next.
Awesome,
All right.
awesome.
So, Kerry,
So
what
get
have we
online
got?
to do that.
What have we got lined up for the
Last
finale
guest.
of the show? Yes.
So you might have heard my voice on the side of the cameras on the filmed things with Zane and with Joe. Who was the cameraman? The camera was my sidekick, my brother from another mother, Daniel Anderson, who started life as a very young Elvis impersonator and grew into Daniel Anderson.
Absolutely.
Daniel, welcome.
He was there. He was there in the early days. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Daniel, just as from my perspective, Daniel I think he was about 6 or 7 or 8. I don't know how old he was, and he was on stage doing Elvis. We did our Elvis show probably, I don't know how many years ago was it, Daniel?
That was 2008, so that's 12 years ago.
12 years ago. 12 years ago, he was your little tyke, man. And he came up and did a bit of Elvis with Danny Fisher, I think it was, and Rory. And
Rory,
Rory. Yes, Rory McLaren. And we did the Elvis show, and this little guy came up doing Elvis impersonations, and we thought this was incredible. And Daniel's, of course, been coming to shows as well, all through his youth. And now you've made a career of it. Well done.
Thank you. Center Stage is so influential.
Oh, there we go. I can see your face now. That's lovely. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I haven't seen that face in a long time.
So it's been quite a nice thing to have Daniel on lockdown in his hometown of East London, and we've been able to do quite a bit of work together. So we're going to chat a little bit about that. One of the first projects that we've got involved with once the theatres were able to be opened is the Arts Theatre Intimates, and to kick off that thing, we did an ABBA show. Because ABBA is evergreen.
Exactly. And so we thought we could open the theatres in the best way possible. And so we did an ABBA show called Super Troopers. And we told the story of ABBA through their music. And because Kerry said to me, we chatted about doing a show. And Kerry said, well, let's do 10 years in the life of whoever. And I thought, oh, well, that's a great idea. So I thought, well, let's do 10 years in the life of ABBA. And so I hopped onto Google and found out that ABBA only existed for 10 years. They only were together for 10 years, from 1972 to 1982. So then I said to Kerry, it's fate, the stars have aligned, we just have to do ABBA. And we were so happy about that.
I just want to, we've got a little clip to cut to now, but just want to pick up on something that Nasine said earlier in her interview, that while you are lacking the presence in the theatre, because we had about 30 people in theatre live,
31.
Which is pretty much max for that little theatre. But we had a whole lot of other people online, and what struck me about the online audience is that at the normal theatre, you cannot have little children very easily in the evening. But this little video snippet that I was sent by someone that was watching that ABBA show just warmed the cockles of my heart, because suddenly our shows at theatres are accessible to so many more people.
Yes.
One look and I can hear it all. One more look and I can get everything. Oh,
loving life.
It's amazing. I mean, you
gotta love
can't
that.
do
Yeah,
that. You can't do that anywhere else. This is
I
stunning.
know.
It's just like,
In the jammies, in the gown.
yeah.
Oh, it's true. It's so different, and it can be done that you can have fun. You know, you can have fun.
You can. And I mean,
Yes.
obviously, you don't get that while you're on the stage. That's
Yeah.
something that the little kickback that you get afterwards. So it's a different experience, but it's so much joy, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
We do joy, you know. And speaking of doing joy, so everyone hit the morbs at the beginning of lockdown. There was still alcohol available, but everyone was miserable. Now they're even more miserable. So what did you do at the beginning of lockdown?
So I started doing some concerts from my driveway here. I live in Sunrise on Sea. For those who are in Sunrise on Sea watching, hey. So I sang in my driveway. I'm blessed to live in a neighborhood that is very accepting of that kind of thing. And we streamed we hope. We streamed the Bucky concerts live from my driveway on Facebook as well. And basically what happened was I started one session with the national anthem, and then I themed every week, and that went on for 8 weeks. And it was actually incredible because obviously it's on Facebook. A lot of people were tuning in. A lot of people got dressed up. I challenged them each week to dress to the theme. If Belinda Buss is watching, thank you very much, Belinda Buss.
I'm sure Belinda Buss is watching.
Got involved. She's amazing. And so I sang every week, and basically, I just thought that I would like the arts to be remembered as something that was there for the people during such a trying time, as it always actually is. And we see that throughout history. And so for me, it was more about the arts. And I thought if people could just look back onto lockdown and think, I watched those Bucky concerts, and if I was having a really bad week, those Bucky concerts helped me along, and that means that the arts helped me along. And so I'm not going to forget the arts, and I'm going to support the arts when things go right again, because the arts was there for me when I wasn't right. So that was just the thinking, and I had such a good time. Stretched my repertoire like you can't believe.
I watched a couple of those. They were great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, stretch my repertoire, because if you've got a theme, I mean, you make a theme and it sounds also fantastic. Then you look at your existing repertoire and you see there's about 10 minutes only that's in your existing repertoire for that theme. So you have to learn the other 35 minutes,
Well, let's have a little quick snippet of the Bucky concerts.
Bucky concerts.
This thing called love, it cries like a baby in a cradle all night. It swings, it jives, takes all over like a jellyfish. I gotta like it. A crazy little thing called love. Well, there goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot and cold feet. She leaves me in a cool swing. Well, now I gotta be cool, relax, get hip, and get on.
Go East London!
I noticed a whole lot of comments coming up at the bottom there. Lots of people that were tuning into those. We're going to have to do them again. I think you're frozen, Dan.
Hello?
Is Dan frozen for you too?
He's back.
I'm in the show.
There he is.
He's back. There we go. You're back. You're back.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Karen. I know he's a gem.
Oh, Karen Richter. So Karen Richter was my first ever music teacher. She is the reason that I exist, actually. And
no, I think your mom and dad are the reason you exist.
Yeah, yes. Well, not in that sort of way, you know.
Okay, so Daniel has left East London and he's actually studying in Cape Town, although with lockdown he's studying in East London. But not what you would think. Not drama, not music, but actually film.
Film, yeah.
Film. So in this time, I'm just watching our time now. In this time, while Dan's been locked down here and while, we haven't had much time to do anything else, we've become aware that there is a rumbling in the entertainment industry, and on the 5th of August, which is next week Wednesday, there is a campaign to light South Africa red. So buildings that are involved with events industry, entertainment industry will be lit around the country. So the beauty industry took to the courts to be able to operate again. The restaurant industry is just taken to the streets to be able to operate again. And I heard a rumor that curfew's been shifted to 10. Is that true?
Oh.
I'm yet to see it in writing, but
It's not
apparently curfew
gazetted
has
yet.
been shifted to 10. Oh, it's not gazetted.
Okay.
Amazing
10
how we
o'clock.
can gazette some things in 5 minutes and other things take.
Yes.
Anyway, priorities. So we had the beauty industry, we've had the restaurant industry, we now have the events industry doing a little campaign called Lights Are Red. And Daniel and I, over the last couple of weeks, he's been using his film knowledge to create the following little thing.
Do it.
Whistle down the wind, let your voices carry, drown out all the rain, light a patch of darkness, treacherous and scary.
Howl at the stars, whisper when you're sleepy. I'll be there to hold you, I'll be there to stop the chills and all the weeping.
Make it clear and strong, so the whole night long, every signal that you send until the very end, I will not abandon you, my precious friend. So try and stem the tide, then you'll raise a banner,
Send a flare up in the sky,
try to burn a torch, and try to build a bonfire.
every signal that you send until the very end, I'm there. So try and stem the tide,
then you'll raise a banner,
send a flare up in the sky,
try to burn a torch,
and try to build a bonfire.
so whistle down the wind, for I have always been right there.
Light SA Red. Fantastic. Wow,
So
that's
then we've been
amazing.
to all of our little theatres in East London, and they're all empty.
Oh, I
Remember,
know.
20th of August, back at the Guild, 20th of
Yes.
August, to go and watch that show.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right.
So thank you very much. It's been
Thank
absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Gino.
Oh, thank
Thank
you
you.
for co-hosting. I
Thank
mean,
you.
you've been fantastic co-host. I think when I take a break, I'm going to phone you up.
I will never look
She's
as good in
amazing.
those shorts as you do.
Ah, you know, jy kan maar probeer, nee.
She rocks a Santa
Ek hou-
suit though, just saying, she rocks a Santa suit.
Oh ja, Santa suit. Yes, okay. Father Christmas noem hom son.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
Joel. Thanks, Mark. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
Mark Williams. I see Wendy Jackson. Thank you, Wendy. But thank you, Daniel, for coming on as well. Fantastic to have you on.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Always lovely to see your smiley face there in East London. Hope to see it soon. Ciao, Daniel. Kerry, fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this. This has been fantastic. I don't know. There was it's Light SA Red. Is that right?
Light SA Red. So the 5th of August,
5th
which
of
is
August.
Wednesday next week. Have a look around town. Have a look around the country. Actually,
Yes.
I'm hearing rumblings and murmurings. There's going to be some amazing stuff as part of this campaign. It's
incredible.
Some of it's top secret. Some of it's sort of leaking out already. We
Yes.
decided that on the 5th of August there's going to be a lot happening. So we'll get our video out now. This is the first time. This is the world premiere right here on Gino's spot of our little video.
Excellent.
And
I'm
we're
so
actually letting it out there just so that people start becoming aware that the 5th of August is like for the events industry.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Kerry Hiles, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And we're definitely going to make this a regular occurrence. We're going to put a little section in the show where you can pop in and let us know what's happening. That'll be amazing if you can do that.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. And what's on East London? What's on in and around East London? Thank you so much for supporting as well. We're going to leave the Gino spot on your site as well. Yes, so that people can have a look and check it out at a later stage too if they missed it tonight. And we've got a competition. We always have a competition now, Kerry, at the end of the show. We always got a competition.
Okay.
And you win a case of Fitchin Leeds delivered to you anywhere in South Africa. And you have to, you can't win twice. So if you've won before, you're not allowed to enter. But but now what we're going to do is I normally play drums. And I'm not going to play drums tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it up to you because we did a show last night. We did a show last night. And yes, and it's a center stage show.
I was married to Gino Fabry.
Indeed. I'm not going to give away the name of the show because that's going to be the answer that you must put in the comments. Yes, the name of the show. Put the name of the show and what it is, and then you can win a case of Fitchin Leeds. I'm going to play the song as we can give your character away. Your name was May Cologne. I'm Al Cologne, and you were May Cologne.
Yeah,
And,
I am the gangster mobster's wife.
That's right. The mobster's wife. That's right. I'm the mobster. And May Cologne,
I'm the mobster's wife.
she changes her hairstyle, everything to do the show. And so we're going to play out with that. And the winner, the first one to put the name of the show in the comments will win the case of Fitchin Leeds. And so thank you very much, Kerry, for coming on to Gino's spot. I love you.
Thank you.
Such a talented lady. Cheers, Kerry. Ciao. Bye. All right, and take it away.
Whatever happened to fair dealings and pure ethics and nice manners? Why is it everyone now is a pain in the ass? Whatever happened to class? Whatever happened to please may I and yes thank you and how charming? Now every son of a gun is a snake in the grass. Whatever happened to class? Oh, there ain't no gentleman to open up the doors. There ain't no ladies now, there's only pigs and whores. And even kids will shove you around so they can pass. Nobody's got no class. Whatever happened to fine morals and fair dealings and good breeding? Now no one even says oops when they're passing their gas. Whatever happened to class? Gentleman that's good for any use. And even girls would nick your handbag for a deuce. And even kids will kick your shins and give you sass. Nobody's got no class. All you read about today is rape and theft. Makes me weep. Ain't there no decency left? Nobody's got no class. Every guy is a snot. Every girl's a you know what. Who's to blame? What a shame. What became of
The incredible Kerry Hiles, thank you very much for joining us tonight on Gino Spot. And the winner of the Case of Fiction lead is Lorraine Meyer. Murder, Mayhem and Moonshine. That was our online murder mystery show. Thank you very much for joining us on Gino Spot tonight. We'll see you on Tuesday, where we've got an insane show with Epi and the boys. All right. Hey, sister, what have you done? Oh, hey. Hey, little sister, who's the only one? There we go, Epi and the boys next week. Tuesday next week, we're going to have a fantastic show with these crazy buggers. All right. Nice day to start again. Thank you to Fiction Leads and thank you to Amobia for the internet. White Wedding. Hey, it's a nice day to start again. All right.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Don't drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot.
Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot.
Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino Spot.